Well, now we have been out sailing and we're coming into a harbor, and the adrenaline shoots in our veins. A lot of people are watching you. Here's the long street with all the restaurants. Everyone is watching you. You're coming in. It's late afternoon. Like now it's sunset, so well, you need to make this this entrance nice, and well, the more you practice on entrances and exits, the more you like them. But really, this is also, you really need to have a plan for this, and perhaps sometimes it's not so easy to plan because you really don't know where you will end up. If this is like a foreign harbor, you will come here, you will probably asking for the harbor captain via VHF or a mobile cell phone out there, and you might have a contact with the harbor captain, or you just come in here and checks where you have the harbor captains. Different way if it's a harbor in Spain or Croatia or Greece or whatever. So you might just come in here with a boat and check for the harbor captain, and they might come out in a small rib or something and say, okay, well, I'll take dock A, B or whatever, or they'd be standing on the dock and waving, say, hey, come here, or it's nothing and you have to do it all by yourself. So prepare your boat. You prepare it with fenders, as many as you can. If you really don't know where you go, you prepare them on fenders with all sides. And also different if you're going with like alongside the mooring, the dock, or going with either the stern or the bow to your dock. But let's say we start, okay, you get this spot. The harbor captain says, standing here on the dock and waving at you, and say, okay, he's pointing, or she's pointing back here, and then you have your boat. You prepare it with moorings. You say, okay, or with fenders, sorry, so at least 3 on each side. I always like to have fenders really on the stern, really as much back as I can, because if I'm going in here and I might be going little bumping, then I don't want to bump in the other neighboring boats with my glass fiber. That hurts and gives a bad feeling when you're coming in here. So bump in with fenders on the side. So make sure that you have fenders really on the stern, but on the side. Make sure that you have mooring lines. You have mooring lines to the starboard and to the port in the stern, a few meters, doesn't have to be too far. Okay, we make it, this is mooring line, so this is like a concrete block here in the bottom. There's a mooring line going up to the dock, and we have little side wind, and most wind is on the dock, so we prepare for this one. And it's not so big here, so we need to have some space. You could go forward and then back in here. Perhaps not the best solution here, because when you stop and going back on those seconds you have there, and the wind will probably push your bow down here. So in this case I would go up here and then go reverse, going backwards. And I know as soon as I have less speed, my bow will go away from the wind, so I actually can use that one. So when I'm going back here, I do a little turn, little overturn, so I have some And because when I'm turning I will also be quite slow, so I'm counting that my wind from the side will push my bow a little, take my boat back. Well, if the wind comes here, well, I cannot do this, then I go the other way. If the wind comes more from the side, yeah, I do it a little more. So I count with the wind, feel the wind, and I'm going back into the dock. Well, so we have a propeller walk, prop walk on the boats, which makes it difficult to steer the boat when we're going reverse with the boat. Especially in one way, depending on the propeller is turning. The propeller is turning, and I have the hull here. So if the propeller turns, it flashes a lot of water that way. It flashes up here, but it doesn't actually flash that much on the other way. So it turns the boat. Pushes the water one way, and if it pushes the water one way, it pushes the boat the other way. Go out, test that, going reverse, check where are your boat turning and how your boat is turning, so you know about that. But what you always can do when you're going reverse is that you can get some speed and then put your engine in neutral, the motor in neutral, and then steer, and be quite firm on your rudder, because then you have a lot of water pushing it backwards. So don't let the rudder go into its end positions, because it will hurt, it will damage the rudder or rudder mechanism. So I have a firm grip on the wheel or on your tiller when going reverse. So put some speed up here, go neutral, steer. Okay, we have our fenders back here. We count that the wind will push our bow so that it will be straight, and then go into the dock. When you're entering the dock, okay, take your mooring lines to the dock and back, mooring lines dock and back. If it's windy now, you don't want to let the boat go too much faster. As soon as you have the mooring lines, you can actually push the boat forward and just hang on to your mooring lines, and then you can decide if you let one of the mooring lines a little longer, the boat will turn with it. So then you hang the sailboat on your mooring lines. Then you get the mooring line to the concrete block here, either from the harbor captain, or you go down and pick it yourself, and you go alongside. Try to keep it outside, because it's usually really dirty, greasy. You don't want all that dirt on your boat. So, and gloves is a good thing to have. Go alongside here. Then when you have the mooring line into your bow, then you can let the mooring lines go a little, 1 meter, 2 meters, depending on size of boat and depth. Take the mooring line on your cleat and going reverse with your engine. At the same time, you just pull in your mooring lines, and when you're going in that much as you need and want, set the mooring lines in your stern on your cleats, push them there, you're stuck. Really good. This is when we have the wind from the bow. If we go into this position, it's actually we're doing the same, but it's a little easier, because as soon as we just have the mooring lines, we can just let the boat hang on it, because the wind will push the boat away from the dock. Much easier to dock when we have the wind from the dock. Okay.